there, guys? It's Monday afternoon here. Just hopped in the manure truck. Planning on spreading tomorrow. It's probably Tuesday. We've got a real good week of weather coming. Be nice to move manure all week, but I will not be able to move manure on Wednesday because they're going to be pouring concrete in this new lagoon, and they need this whole driveway clear. They asked that we try to limit our traffic just so they can keep their concrete pump running and not have to worry. I got stuff on me. Not have to worry about us being in the way. So I'm going to take this truck up to the shop. I'm going to get this thing greased up good and ready to go. Fueled up, both tanks, so I shouldn't have to put fuel in it for a week or so. Maybe wash it, see how much time I got here. But yeah, the reason I'm filming Monday afternoon, this video is going to be coming out Tuesday night. I'm all done posting videos on Mondays. I don't know what it is, whether it's my internet or if it's something to do with YouTube. Those of you guys who follow me the last couple weeks, I haven't been able to post Monday videos. It takes like 24 hours to post when I try posting on Mondays. So just so you guys know, probably not going to be many Monday videos because I can't be staying up all night long waiting for the video to upload. So yeah, so I'm going to start filming Monday for Tuesday's video, especially being that it's related. Being that we're going to be hauling manure tomorrow, not a lot of content when it comes to hauling manure. So yeah, we'll start today. Hey, hit that like and subscribe button, guys, while you're at it, and we'll get into whatever it is we're going to do with this truck. See how much time we got. This truck has twin tanks on it, which is nice. It's the only truck with twin big tanks like this. All our other trucks have singles. Our feed truck has a single, like 50-gallon tank, which is ridiculous. We fill that thing like every other day. But this truck's nice. Come down, fill it up, and you got a week's worth of fuel for what we do with it. That old girl is heavy. All right. It looked like there was a radiator, a coolant leak. I saw it dripping down. So maybe it's a good thing we decided to pull this girl up here. I hear it. Yep, that hose there. Huh, all right, well. Looks like we got a coolant hose to replace. Sick. It's a super easy hose to get at. So hopefully it's not a bear to get off for some reason here. Only thing is, well, I got a pail down here. I'm not sure how much or that ain't gonna do much. Yeah. Sweet. Well, that's making a bit of a mess. What else am I gonna need? 7/16 wrench. Pair of side cutters. Looks like, probably. Good news is I finally found my 5/16 drive, nut driver. It was in a skid steer. I'm assuming somebody had to change a fuel filter and Never put it back. But I've been looking for it. I use this a lot. Oh, she's on the top quite a bit better than she was at the bottom. Here's a screwdriver. Got a cut. That zip tie there. All right. Ooh. Even just driving down here, turbo's warm. Maybe I'll get a razor blade. That might make it easier. Try you guys up there. Oh yeah. There she goes. Get off of there. Something like that. Let's see if she wants to walk her way. Oh yeah, just like that. And you can see the pinhole right there. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I don't know if it's focusing. Yeah, you can see it from the side. Just a little one, but enough to really make a mess. When it's coolant's falling right into the fan, slapping in the face, that's no good, no good. So it's like we got to make a trip down to Caledonia Diesel, get us a hose. All right, got the new hose put on there. We'll top her off with coolant, and then we will get back to greasing like we planned on doing to begin with here. Well, I've said it before, I'll say it again. That's why you grease things. Got another broken spring. Oh, gosh darn it. These springs, I tell you what, next trailer's gonna be an air ride. I go through like 4 or 5 sets of these a year. Ridiculous. And then that side, the bolt's gone out of the thing. You can see where it's been rubbing its way like pretty much out of there. So that's friggin' wild. Well, I guess I will see what I gotta do about this. What my time frame looks like, because I was planning on running tomorrow, so no bueno there, I suppose. Alright guys, it's the next morning, so it's Tuesday morning now. Headed over to Hainsworth Farms to grab a couple sets of springs. Called Kyle and Chuck last night, and they're not able to get the truck into their shop, but they've got all the parts that we'll need. So we're gonna go get some springs and U-bolts and give it a shot ourselves. Never done them before, but Chuck assures me it's not a big deal of a project. Famous last words right there, but we'll give it a shot. It's probably good for us to do it ourselves anyways, so that way if we're ever in a pinch, we know how to do it. Sounds like you pretty much gotta have your jacks in the right place and cut the U-bolts, pop the springs out, put the new ones in, crank down the new U-bolts. This is the way he made it sound, but I'm sure it's more difficult than that, but not the end of the world. You can see driving through the Geneseo flats here, this corn looks dried right down. I'm sure still needs a little bit of time before we're gonna be, people are gonna be combining it, but if you were making high moisture, I'm sure it would go now. Actually, a lot of choppers are still running. Looks like people got a second wave of corn to do. You know, a lot of people had shut down and they're fired back up now. Probably corn planted after first cutting alfalfa or after triticale, something like that. You know, guys take a couple weeks in the spring to get the hay crop off and then go back to planting. Well, the second round of corn is now ready. So, yeah, a lot of choppers still up and running. But Chuck's is only, or Hainsworth, it's only 15-minute ride here. So we'll head up on the hill and get what we gotta have. Coming up on Chuck's now here. Pretty sure all this ground through here he does run, I believe. I know those buildings down there are his. Usually he's got a bunch of tanks down there. It looks like he's got a handful. Before we leave, we'll swing down and, you know, make our Christmas list that Santa Claus might not be able to follow through with, but yeah, it's always good to wish and look and see what they got in stock down there. Looks like they got some frac tanks. I don't see any silage trailers. Usually they got a few of those, but being that it's corn season, maybe they were able to move them. Oh yeah, they got lots of tanks down there. I believe he used to raise veal calves down there. That's what those barns are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there's probably 10 trailers down there. Huh. Who the heck with the springs? I'll just bring home a new trailer. And these are his shops up here. So we'll grab the springs and be right back on our way here. Alright, well, we got the springs loaded up here. Just gonna swing down and check some of these trailers out. So he's been selling a lot of these shorty trailers, he calls them. They're cutoffs, 8,000 gallon tanks. I'd kind of like something. I'd like a 92. That one's probably a 9200. And see, that one's got the in-tank agitation. See the pipe that comes down the front and dumps into the front, so you can circulate it just like our noon spreader. Ooh, polished aluminum spreader there. Yeah, I'd like a bigger tank, just so we can maximize what we put into the spreader. We got a 9,000 gallon spreader. I suppose if I had an 8,500, I think that there's an 8,500 gallon. It's actually just like my dad's trailer. My dad hauls manure. It's pretty low there in the middle where the pump comes out. See, these are center unloads. They kind of slope to the center. I don't know if I love that. Unless you had in-tank agitation. That one does not. Same thing with that trailer there. Unless it's internal. See, like that one there is a center unload, but it still has the agitation pipe that comes to the front. There's a knife valve on that pipe that goes out to the back to the swing boom. You hit that knife valve and you can run the pump and just circulate the manure inside the tank. I'd be willing to bet this one, being a center feed, probably unloads in the front and in the back while you're agitating to wash it in. So, well, let's get out of here and get to work. So the tank that I'm running now is 7,000 gallon. We used to have a Hool 7300, and the spreader would often have some sand in it, you know. So we were pretty much always, well, not pretty much. When I unloaded, the Hool was always full, just because of the way that the sand builds up and all of that. Where the Noon is a 9,000, so now I got 2,000 extra gallons worth of space in the spreader right off the bat. Not to mention we do agitate every load, which means there's not much any sand in the Noon, and the sand builds up in the truck. So a lot of times I'm only hauling, 6,000 gallons to the spreader, to a 9,000 gallon spreader. My thought was if I had like a 9,200 gallon tank, you're never rate full with the truck. You always leave a little bit. So you're going to be hauling 88, 9,000 to a 9,000 gallon spreader. Now, if I had, like I said, if we were to get an 8,500 gallon spreader with agitation, so it was always clean, So I was always hauling 85 to the spreader. I would be happy with that, because that's still, what's that work out to? 15%, 20% more manure per trip. Same truck, same fuel, really. I doubt you'd burn that much more fuel hauling an extra 1,500 gallons, but like I said, my main priority when we were to get a new spreader would probably be that intake agitation. And we wouldn't run it every load. It would be more like, you know, last load before lunch, last load before the end of the day, unload half the truck, let it run for 5, 6, 10 minutes, something like that, and just let it circulate inside the tank, and then unload it just to, you won't be completely clean, but just like our noon, there's always just a little bit, there's a wheelbarrow or two in there, but for the most part, you're not hauling around 10 tons of sand, basically. So, but I mean, those things come with a price tag. Those shorty tanks, I think he said he's got listed at like 64, 65,000, something like that. And for the bigger ones, they're usually 74 to 75,000. So, I mean, it is what it is. If you're going to haul all your manure like we do and put it all through 1 or 2 trucks, you're going to have to spend money eventually, because stuff does get wore out. Now, if we were just going to hire the drag line in once or twice a year like we used to, and just kind of haul when we could, it's not the end of the world to just run 1 truck, but it's definitely something that's on the wish list to add on to. So anyways, we're gonna head back to the shop, see if I can't get Tyler to give me a hand, and see if we can't pop these things in there in the next couple hours or so. Tell you what, I always love the view coming off of this hill. Our farm is over there on the other side of the valley. Doesn't look like that far, but like I said, it's a 15-20 minute ride. You can't see here from the farm. On my ride home from the farm, you can see, because the salt mine's down here, so it's pretty easy to pick out where you're at because of that. So, but yeah, just being up on top of this hill, especially this time of year when the leaves are changing. The radio said this morning that we are 30% changed, the leaves. I didn't know that that was something that they monitored, but yeah, apparently foliage in this area is 30% changed. So not as far along actually as you would think. I'm kind of excited when they do change. We want to go to Letchworth. We live right near Letchworth State Park. Those of you guys who've never been there, go. It's really something to see. The Grand Canyon of the East, it's called. But with when the leaves change, it's an unreal sight. So, yeah. Hey guys, first thing we're gonna do here, these are the 2 that we gotta fix. So we're gonna start in the back. We're gonna take the tires off. So we gotta jack the axle up, get the tires off. From there, we gotta jack the frame up. Chuck said to put it right under the back bumper, which is probably what we're gonna do, because that's what he said to do. And then we will cut the U-bolts, spring off. I don't know, we'll see how this goes. All right, guys, we got them done. Tyler's just buttoning up that front axle there. 53 minutes total. It's not bad for us, being that we've never done it. So, yeah. Time to go move some manure, I guess. I think we're gonna go spread on some hay ground. Yeah. All right, guys, well, it's 4 o'clock here. Been running most of the day. I think we're pushing 30 loads now. Spreading on this alfalfa field here. This is one of the fields that we will be plowing under in the spring. So we are dousing it pretty good here. And other than that, we might save it for a real bad weather day this winter. But for the most part, this will probably be all the manure this field gets. So we're putting it on pretty heavy here. You can see he's got his PTO running. He's agitating, keeping that sand suspended inside the tank. The springs are holding up, so must be we did something right. We didn't totally break stuff or do it wrong. So I always get nervous. I am not a mechanic. Doing stuff that I haven't done before always makes me nervous, but seems to be, it's a pretty straightforward project. So good to have those springs on. Glad I caught them. Don't know how long I was riding around on them broke. That's not exactly the safest thing. So looks like we're gonna get a little shower here. My phone says 5 o'clock. It drizzled for a little bit about 20 minutes ago, but we will have enough good weather to, even if it started to rain, we can finish the day out here on this field. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep rocking on. This is what we're gonna be doing the rest of the day. So we'll probably call this video quits here, guys. I appreciate you guys watching along. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Again, just trying to keep the channel going and growing and getting out to as many people as we can. So yeah, share it out. Let me know in comments what you'd like to see, what you haven't seen, what you like that I'm showing you. Other than that, guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.